Hi everyone, it's Cherry Enchantress. I'm here with a flip through review of the Sacred Rebels Oracle. This is kind of a funny story, so hopefully you'll indulge me. Yesterday I was chatting on email with my friend Trini and my subscriber who is a 1111 Patron. If you want to check that out, check out my description box. You can see how to become a Patron or a member of this channel. And she gets these, twin flame 1111 readings every month. So, but I tend to get long-winded sometimes, so I do end up giving sometimes more time than I, put in my description box or whatever in the description of the, so basically the bottom line is she's saying, I want to thank you for being so generous. And also I think because it's my birthday this month, but she wanted to give me a gift, and she saw my, my Amazon wish list, and she saw this on there, and she thought, I'd like to give you the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Let me go ahead and give you money for that. And I thought, okay, sure, and I looked it up, and it said delivery November 2nd. I'm like, really? That must be wrong. Something that doesn't make sense. So, but, I ordered it anyway. And then a few hours later, I get an alert that says, your package is on the way. I'm like, what? Really? And then last night it just came. So talk about manifesting things right away. I'm not sure how much I manifested this particular deck, but it's interesting because I like to have a nice balance of light and dark. So the Rebel, I like how the last deck the last oracle I got was fairies, but the one before that was the light workers, the keepers of the light, and these are the Sacred Rebels. So they're kind of like balance each other as far as oracle decks go. So I want to see what this is all about. The Sacred Rebels. I did kind of do a flip through, and to see what it's like. So it's by Alana Fairchild, who's one of my favorites. Blue Angel Box Publishing. Let's see the back of the box. Let's see. Includes cards and 184 guidebook. And this Sacred Rebels Oracle is for those who are ready to celebrate and nurture their individuality. When you are a Sacred Rebel, you want to be fully alive and express your authentic truths. You want to help heal the world, even when it means shaking things up. Sacred Rebels love life and refuse to believe that manifesting their dreams is impossible. And this oracle deck is filled with striking imagery and beautiful heartfelt guidance to support you in awakening your sacred, rebellious heart so that you will trust in your own uniqueness and authenticity and honor your creative power. It's really good. And my North Node is in Aries, and I always need something a little bit more fiery in my life to because I'm such a pleaser personality type, and I need a little bit more of that going against the grain, rebellious kind of energy sometimes. All right, well, let's take a little look at the book. Just kind of flip through it. All oracles, or generally oracles, will have sort of a little something that's different about them, a theme or something. So let's see if we can pick out what the theme is in this. Well, besides being rebels, but how to work with this deck. Journaling and altars. Okay. This feels kind of like the secret language of light after the storm. So there's always this little extra, like an affirmation or a spell or a ritual or something like that. Healing process for that one. Let's see if there's a healing process. No. Healing process. Against the grain. Legacy of light. Be the hunter, not the hunted, etc. The very first oracle deck I ever got was sort of a witchy one, and it had spells, and that was fun. So let's see. So basically just the description of each card and then a healing process. Sounds good. Okay, and then magic number 42, the answer, the word wants to be written. So creative writing. Come to life. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. All right. Autumn Sky Morrison is the artist. And then there's Alana Fairchild, who has a whole lot of decks out there who I really like. Mother Mary. I don't have Mother Mary or Journey of Love. I have the Isis one, which is beautiful. And then the Kuan Yin Oracle. Okay. I'd like to get Crystal Masters 333 and 444. Interesting. I need a numbers. I was thinking of making my own numbers deck. Anyway. Alright, so let's take a look. So there's our back. Very nice. And here we are. These are kind of big. Like, let me see if I can measure them for you. They're large. All right, let's see. It's like 3.75 to 5.5. Okay, that's not too bad, but very kind of sturdy. They're not that thick. It's just they're stiff, very stiff. Okay, and they're like, they're kind of thick. I don't know. They're soft though. After the storm. All right, here we go. After the storm. Inner trust. Inspiration. Against the grain. Yeah, it feels almost like there's two cards together. That kind of feeling, you know? Follow your own rhythm. Shock of the new. Legacy of light. Be the hunter, not the hunted. What do you feel? Releasing allegiances. Diving for the light. The sunlight has been so bright. I appreciate the sun. It's just been very bright. Every journey starts with a single step. Power of attraction. Go beyond normal. Big, bold vision. What you want wants you. I think I like this one the best. What is already with you. Spirals of manifestation. Spirals. I need to do a spiral reading. Oh, like that. Dream a beautiful dream. Sacred geometry. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. I like that one too, the backing. She feels, she knows. That's nice. Defend to the end the worthwhile. New birth guarded vigilantly. Release the dark wound, let love live. It's like you can see your skeleton through there. Isn't that neat? That's neat. Relax the hold of darkness, be at cause. It's like, I'll shade it. Give the cards will make a shade. Receiving. Collaborative dreaming. Seeing the true you. Your perfection, the perfection of your life. Trust yourself. Faith in the process. Heaven sent. I like this one too. In the world, not of the world. Conscious connections. Listening for truth. Focus on the light. Restore and replenish. Free from judgment, free to love. I like that. Wonder why it's lit up green though. Oh, this is cute. Sacred Fool. Nice. And then I see the skeleton again. Bring it into form. The word wants to be written. Come to life. Visions of life beyond death. Pandora's gift. I like that one too. That's neat. Very cool. So I like that lit up look from the top, from the bottom up. Okay, so let's see how it shuffles. Definitely is not very bendy, but we'll see. It's kind of big to hold your hand like that. This is one where I could trim it. You know, it's got a very decent border. I know the borders, like color-wise, are kind of have a matching effect, but this one I might consider trimming. It's kind of pretty, but you know, like matches somewhat the width of the border. It's not like, I feel like sometimes borders don't make, you know, like detract from enhancing the picture within, but I don't think it's detracting from that. But I think maybe for shuffling I might like it. Yeah, definitely can't, it doesn't bend at all, so it doesn't matter if you can't shuffle it that way. It's gonna be an only rifle shuffle type deck anyway. Very stiff though, like big blocky stiff. That's the only way to shuffle. I mean, you know, nice, beautiful, strong, sturdy cards. very sturdy. Let's see. And I'll have to, like, I won't be able to hold them this way. I'll have to hold them this way to shuffle. Let's see what comes out. What is our collective message? Yeah, and see, they kind of stick, so I might have to powder them. They're matte, you know, so a bunch kind of, it's like they don't individually shuffle that. I'll flip too well. Okay, good. I like the Sacred Fool. Let's see what the Sacred Fool is. That's me. Like, I really resonate with the Tarot Fool card. So let's see what the Sacred Fool is talking about. Because I feel like I'm full of faith. And I get teased a lot. Not teased, but I shouldn't say a lot, but I have before, like, I mean, a relative of, not really relative, she's a friend of the family, but I told her about this trip that I made a few years ago, before I made this channel, and she called me a fool, you know? I'm like, because I was doing it alone, and, you know, it was in not the most perfect of car conditions, but I felt like it was, you know, my car was fine and I would be fine. You know, it's just sometimes, yeah, there's certain things that you have to make sure you take your certain precautions, but there's other parts of taking the leap of faith that is more about faith and the way you see something than what is, right? Because even in the perfect scenario, you can conjure up some negative outcome or something, you know. So much of it has to do with your mindset, I feel. You know, it's not just having the perfect car, not just having, you know, perfect conditions and the perfect companion. Like, what if I did have a companion with me on the road, but they did something crazy? Like, why is having a companion does that make it safer somehow? I don't know. But anyway, when she called me a fool, I just blew it off, because I knew that it was just sort of her perception that taking risks like that were foolish in a bad way, but to me it was foolish in a faithful way, in a healthy way. Oh well, let's see what the Sacred Fool has to say. The Fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. This is me. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated to or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. This oracle heralds a time now or imminent when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer to the world. It says to you, don't try to be appropriate, don't try to be socially acceptable, and don't worry about what others may think about what you're doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat whilst doing so, fine. Now, these kinds of things, like, you know, like an outward appearance, took me a little time to relax and just be me and not worry about what other people thought. And my first worry was really my family, how they're going to react to me. But they were very, very kind, like, you know, super supportive and you know, kind to me. Like, they didn't think I was insane or anything. So anyway, the Sacred Fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. The Sacred Fool in you trusts life completely. It would never occur to this part of you to try and outsmart life or resist its flow. It recognizes that the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, it is cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in the radical spontaneity of life. So the Sacred Fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into joy by your heart strings, not into fear and doubt by the controlling machines of mass media. This oracle brings you a message. It's time for you to play. It's time for you to let life happen. It's like a 2-page summary of this. So I'll read it all. We've already done the flip through. I already showed you the backing, and I already showed you if it shuffles well. So you don't have to stick around if you don't want to, but if you do, let's see what your message is. So it's time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved, unscripted way. The more bizarre, left of field, unexpected, and apparently ridiculous, the better. This may not feel safe or appropriate at first. That's okay. That is the good, actually. It is a sign that you are breaking with your own self-imposed conventions. It is time to move beyond them now because a bigger life adventure is calling to you. This is wonderful news. It is the desire of life to operate more radically through you so that you become the conduit through which miracles and crazy wild synchronicity can occur. You are becoming more electric. You are more plugged into the apparent randomness of life. Apparent because there is a refined intelligence behind it all. The sacred fool goes with us without having to understand any of it, which is good. Trying to access even one genuine glimpse of life's unfathomable genius would probably make one's heads explode. As you take this journey, you may find that people around you are challenged. You may unintentionally cause them to rethink the way they live their lives. They may question whether the way they are living is the only way for them or even the best way. At first they may react rather than take responsibility. The sacred fool in you doesn't engage with this. It is what it is, and it rises and falls as it will. It doesn't stop you from your merry dance of unconventional being. If you find yourself making choices that have others questioning your sanity, then you are on the right course. Oh, good. I'm on the right course. You may feel that you're quite possibly going insane, but you're not crazy. You're just approaching enlightened awareness. There is a moment, sometimes a rather long one, when we wake up to life, shed our attachment to mass opinion, and float in a completely different state of being. We might find that no one is really able to understand or connect with us to the point that we question our state of mind. Stay with that. It will pass. You will eventually see that you're becoming sane in an insane world. The tables will turn and you will gain greater inner freedom and creative juice. Stay on your path. Stay on your journey. Remember to take nothing too seriously, and it will all work out perfectly. So the healing process here, say, I call on the sacred fool of unconditional love. Please help me access your lightness of spirit, your wisdom, and your ability to exist in the heart of truth, to be powerful without becoming attached or obsessed by power, to honor your vision. May I see and know so truly and be free. I choose of my own free will to give myself absolute permission to just be myself now and always. Through unconditional love, mercy, and compassion, so be it. Once you've repeated the above, imagine that any invisible chains or shackles that have held you captive in any way are falling away from you. They may make a big clunk as they hit the floor. You may feel freer than ever before. However strong or subtle, your reaction to this is perfect for you at this time. Shake your arms, your legs, and your body. Once you are all shaken out, feeling more relaxed and hopeful, just a little bit silly in a playful way, you have completed your healing process. And there you go. All right, you guys, get a little crazy. You're never going to survive unless you get a little crazy. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.